Now we do move right into the National Football League, and we start bye weeks this week. We have the Falcons, the Bears, the Packers, and Steelers. So congratulations, Bears fans. They can't lose this week.
Can I just say, though, with the Bears, though?
Be a 500 team for another week.
No, but I got to say something about the Bears, though. Caleb Williams, it looks like it's starting to come together for Caleb Williams now. This year, like if you watch all 16 quarters he's played this year, he's played more good quarters than bad. And I think the last couple of games, especially too, you're starting to see. Look, he's obviously not where he should have been in terms of like the expectations of the number one draft pick, the generational quarterback we all thought he'll be. But he's starting to ascend now to where he's definitely a serviceable quarterback in this league. He's definitely the guy for the future of this team. And you're starting to see what we all thought. Well, what I thought going coming in when he got drafted that he should have been. So you're starting to see those signs now. Like he looks like a capable quarterback finally.
Well, and I don't think it's any coincidence that when you don't have a defensive head coach like Matt Eberflus in there, and you have a great offensive mind like Ben Johnson in the room, that a talented player may finally be starting to put it together as well.
Keep in mind, we also saw some typical growing pains against Minnesota and against Detroit, and then watched him kind of soar to new heights against the Dallas Cowboys and the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm not saying the Raiders are a complete slouch by any means, but we'll see coming out of the bye. It feels like their schedule this year is very up and down. So there's going to be every week or two, you're going to have an opportunity for Caleb to like flex his skills a little bit. But I don't know if you like them that much. Maybe they're a test for the Ravens too. We'll see.
We shall see. They got a good roster. They got a decent roster.
They do. Yeah, there's definitely talent there. But all right, let's look at the games. We have starting Thursday nights, 8:15 Eastern time on Prime. It is the 3-1 San Francisco 49ers. They travel to SoFi to take on the 3-1 Rams, who are a 5.5-point home favorite. Your over/under is 47, Sean.
I know I gave Jacksonville a lot of props for beating the 49ers. 49ers are just slowly dismantling. Purdy's optimistic he'll play, but I guess he's still not 100% right. But the Rams are running hot. I mean, I know they lost one in Philadelphia on a blocked kick, but Matt Stafford looks fine. Like if there was any injury concerns in the first week or two, Matt Stafford looks fully healthy to me. And he's using that new toy, Devontae Adams, a lot. And he's using Nakua a lot.
He's using Tutu Atwell, and he's using
every tool at his disposal. And
Blake Corum.
He's using them so well that you're not noticing Kyren Williams, stumbling a bit here this year.
Blake Corum looks good. There's all of a sudden a two-headed monster.
A bit of that two-headed monster is getting a little stronger. So I think they continue to roll. I think they took that Eagles game in stride and just kept on running. I don't think the 49ers challenged them. This is the first step to the Rams taking control of the West. Give me the Rams to win and cover, and over under 47. That's a pretty good number. Jesus, give me the over, I guess. Just because I think the Rams are going to score enough points to push that.
Very good, EJ.
So the first couple weeks, I was talking about how like the Packers were the second best team in the conference and all this stuff, and now 2 weeks later, that's obviously changed now. Maybe the answer is the Rams, because the Rams have been the only team that even given they're literally a block field goal from being 4-0, and the only team that gave the Eagles worth of damn both in the playoffs and then so far this year. Having said that, it's weird seeing a spread like this for these two teams, because these two teams are always playing to the cuff. But obviously San Francisco is still banged up. And I have a hard time betting against San Francisco. Not so much to them winning this game, but because I think the Rams win this game. A lot of points there, but the Rams, as you said, Sean, they're playing good football right now. And Stafford, he's dealing.
Someone would have predicted this.
Stafford's dealing right now, so I'm gonna do it. That's because of the optics here. I'm gonna go Rams to cover, but if you're gonna bet on this game, the best bet is the over, though.
Just do it.
I don't think the best bet is the over, because
really?
Purdy out. I mean, the 49ers literally have Christian McCaffrey. Like that. That's literally their offense right now.
Wait, Purdy's out again?
I believe so. I think that came.
He's banged out. He was optimistic he could play. Was last I read, but it's a hand. Like I think it's like.
I mean, but Mac Jones did a good job in his absence, though. To be fair.
Well, that should be worse news for 49ers fans.
Well, there was
unloaded a crap load of money on Brock Purdy, who's playing just as good as Mac Jones. No, I don't think it gets to the over at all. I think it's actually an underplay. Short week, one banged up team. The Rams had a close game against the Colts. That's a physical game. I think these teams are going to be beat up a little bit. The Rams will get it going offensively, but I do think it'll hold on that under. I don't look
for the
49ers. The 49ers, I don't. Even though I had them in my top 10 last week, it's because I just felt like I couldn't really put anybody else in there. I don't think this team's very good. So I think their losses are going to continue to add up. The Rams are better. When in doubt, pick the team that's better. So I will take the Rams to win and to cover as well. Devin, are you okay, dude? You're just putting random NFL teams in the comments.
Yeah, he's just done. Well, he did. I mentioned Jacksonville, and he did that. And I was talking about
maybe
Chicago.
He's like dozing off. Look, we've all had a bet. We've all had.
He
long
just comes
days.
in. He's like, "We're picking a Bears game."
Bears aren't even playing.
Bears pick the Jags. We're not picking a Jags game.
The Jags not on the docket.
Okay, all right. He doesn't know the docket. I'll forgive him on that one. But he thinks the Jags will win this week.
Well, that Jags game should be pretty interesting though against the Chiefs. I will say that.
But Sunday, 1:00 on Fox, and I like to try and spread the love a little bit with some of these teams, and I think the Raiders are at an interesting point because I think they've at times looked pretty good, but they just keep finding ways to lose, and now you have a hard matchup here. But the 1-3 Raiders, they go on the road to 3-1 Indianapolis, coming off their first loss. They are a 6.5-point home favorite. Your over under is 48. Actually, Sean, do we want to do the? I totally missed. Do we want to do the thing with the picks, the timer? I do have a timer.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to test it out, it's kind of a new thing for the segment. I feel with 2 or 3, it's not always as big of a deal, but maybe we try it out for 2 of the picks, to see how it goes. Just to kind of make the picks a bit more professional and stop some of us from, so we fill the audience in a bit, to stop, say, me from stealing what EJ was going to have to say.
I love why you said that.
Right? Let's just call it me.
The Sean timer. The Sean
but, you start predicting a game and you go off on a long-winded spiel and you start saying a lot of prediction stuff. That may be all EJ had to say, because let's be honest, he usually doesn't have much.
Sean o'clock.
I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, so we just put a clock up, keep it at a minimum, and we'll see how it goes.
Ah, boy.
So we have a bell. If you hear that
around the horn,
means your time's
Consider
up.
your exit music.
But I do have a clock.
Up.
I will put the clock on the board. But Sean, the Colts 6.5-point home favorite, over under is 48.
All right, Colts, the home favorite. I like the Colts right now. I think the Colts are for real. I think Daniel Jones had a bit of a slip up in the last game, but I still don't think as a whole he played poorly. And I think, this is a nice game to kind of bounce back from that. I feel bad for Geno Smith out there. I don't know if Geno and Pete have just been too good of friends and just love each other too much, but I hope the Raiders can turn it around because I like when they're good, but not this week. Colts win, Colts cover, and that game's staying under.
All right, very good. All right, EJ, same thing. Colts 6.5-point home favorite, over under 48.
I gotta tell you though, even after the loss, I told everybody this is the game I want to see if the Colts are for real. And even in the loss against the Rams, I still feel good about this team moving forward. There's things I saw there. Look, they beat themselves on Sunday. They beat themselves. So, look, am I ready to call them a Super Bowl contender? No, not yet. I gotta see more.
Are you saying the Rams are almost 2-2?
Say again?
Just kidding. The Rams are only a block kick from being undefeated. Now they're a Danny Jones mistake from being 2-2.
No, I'm just saying the Colts they showed some things here that are sustainable. And Daniel Jones, he didn't play that bad on Sunday. Obviously he took up picks during there, but tough environment, of course. I get it. So the Colts, look, listen. The Raiders. I bought in the Raiders after week 1. I thought, okay, that's a big win against the Patriots, on the road. and then they've fallen off the cliff since then. I mean, they had a close loss to the Bears, but still, I think the Colts bounce back here at home. They're going to cover 6.5 points and give me the over.
But man, did Genty come alive? Woo!
Didn't he? Oh my God! How much touchdowns is that?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
He's still scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, he just scored another one, actually.
Just now. He beat the Yankees.
And that's a win every day. Yeah, for me, look, I think the Raiders, they even in defeat have looked better. That's the Pete Carroll effect. I think they're going to continue to look better. I think you draw a hard spot here. You're getting a Colts team coming off the loss. They're feeling a little bit of heat, I think, from Jacksonville behind them all of a sudden. You're coming back home. I just think this is a bad spot for the Las Vegas Raiders. So at home, I like the Colts to win. 6.5 does feel like a good number. So while I'm saying they'll do it, don't be surprised if the Raiders can cover that 6.5, make it within a touchdown. But I do think the over, if the Raiders are just going to score points, the Colts are going to have to match them. I do like this game to go over. So,
yeah, I mean, the Raiders are very Jekyll and Hyde, so anything's possible.
Very good. Devin had the Colts. So, all right, next one. We won't do the clock for this one. We'll do it for the Sunday night game then. But the 2-2 Commanders, they travel to the 3-1 Los Angeles Chargers. 2.5 point home favorite. Your over-under is 47.5, 4:25 Eastern time on Fox, Sean.
Well, I obviously don't have any injury updates from the nation's capital. So I think the Commanders are a bit of an anomaly right now. Even if we're to assume that we're going to see Terry McLaurin and we're going to see Jaden Daniels, I think there's a bit of unknown there now. I feel like, 2 weeks off, Mariota have been playing fairly well. I don't know what we know of the offense. It didn't look like the offense of last year to start the year. And so I think there's a lot of mystery here. So what I'm trying to tell you is if you're betting this game, you might have a problem. I would just stay away from it. Just until we know what's going on with Washington's offense, how Jaden Daniels looks. Maybe he's back to the Jaden Daniels of old after a few weeks off. I just want to touch it, especially after not being real sure now what to make of the Chargers. I feel like it's a chance to kind of just don't bet it. Watch both teams. Let's get a feel going forward. Having said all that, at -2.5, essentially a pick 'em for me. I'll just go home team here. I'll take Jim's Chargers. I'll take them to cover, and I'm going to assume Daniels and McLaurin are playing. I'm going to take the over. I think if the two of them are in, this game pushes over pretty easily. So I will give you that. If you want to bet this game, and those two wind up playing, go ahead and bet the over if you can get it anywhere close to this 47-point mark.
All right, I did see a stat that since 2013, Dodgers 64 postseason wins, Cincinnati 0.
Mm-hmm.
How many games have they even been in? That's
Not
what I
many.
want to know.
I don't think many.
I think
I would argue they might have
2
0
wildcards.
games.
No, they've
made it to the playoffs
years.
a couple of
yeah,
times.
1 or
but
2 years. That's it. Was
Didn't feel like much.
got the
Yeah.
big sweeps. All right, EJ, Commanders at Chargers.
Yeah, so both guys are still questionable. Although one, Jane Daniels is trending up to play, so I would bet on him playing on Sunday. McLaurin, though, however, the reading on this, it says is likely trending out for this week.
So you're
So
saying
just look at
getting
that.
McLaurin on my fantasy team a few weeks ago in a trade that involved DK Metcalf was probably a bad choice.
I would say so.
Great, Bob.
Not great at all. And even with Daniels, the Commanders have not really looked all that great anyway, honestly.
No,
So and look, I predicted this. I said there'd be a bit of regression to the mean. They're still a good team, and I think at some point they'll catch on and they'll catch fire. Chargers weird loss last week against the Giants. And I think look, I won't bet this game, but I think the Chargers bounce back here. So I think I'll take the Chargers to cover 2.5 points. It's low enough. They're a better team. But that running back, was the last name? The running back Hampton. Thank you. He was phenomenal on Sunday.
Yeah, he looks really good. He looks really good.
The Commanders defense is still really shaky. So if he could,
it was actually a really good weekend for the top, like the proverbial top three backs, because I know Judkins slipped a bit with some off some field issues, but I think it was pretty unanimous that he was the third best running back available if all things were even.
Right.
So for Genty and Hampton and him to all have very large weeks here in this early in their careers,
and
things are looking good. Maybe we'll see some actual running backs with actual running games.
Well, as I say, I think
Yeah.
when you're looking at the scope of the NFL and what receivers are doing, quarterbacks are doing, I think you're starting to see a little bit of a shift back to the running back position. I don't think it's
Thank
ever
God.
going to be. I don't think it's ever going to be the Barry Sanders, Emmett Smith.
It's not going to be the early '90s, no.
But it's not. It's also not going to be the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees air it out show either. I think we're going to find a decent mix here. But
what's the lesson here? That everything is cyclical. Everything comes back around.
Oh, yeah,
Everything comes back around.
absolutely.
So, like I said, if Hampton goes nuts again against a really weak Commanders defense, Chargers win this game, and I got the under.
Yeah, we got to remember we're picking on Tuesday, and that is the unfortunate timing of when we do the show. We don't know a ton about injuries unless they're really obvious. Given that if Daniels doesn't play, which probably doesn't seem great, and I think this game definitely sticks on the under. The Chargers defense has been pretty good overall. If Daniels plays, it might creep at the over, but again, like Sean said, maybe pick your battles of where you're grabbing those numbers at. But yeah, I think the Chargers going to bounce back here. There really is something about those West Coast teams coming east. If you look at the statistical numbers, 1 o'clock Eastern time games, like that's a 10 a.m. start for these West Coast teams, like in their body clock. So it kind of presents a weird situation. I think the Chargers bounce back again. When in doubt, pick the better team. Chargers are just that, so I'll take the Chargers to win and to cover, and I will take the under. Devin has the Chargers as well, and then for the Sunday night game, again, we'll give the old clock, the old timer a try. It is the 2-2 New England Patriots. They travel to the 4-0 Buffalo Bills, an 8.5 point home favorite. Your over under is 49.5. This one, of course, Sunday 8:20 Eastern time on NBC. Sean,
is this the matchup with the New Jerseys
for the Bills? Yeah,
they get to wear this tonight. I think it's going to be a very visually stunning show. I think the Patriots blues look strange, but I think paired with the all whites in Buffalo, it's going to look real sharp on TV. Maybe they can coerce an early snowstorm. That'd be real fun. But anyway, I've been high on the Patriots. I've been high on Drake May. Obviously, I'm super excited when we finally get to see Travion Henderson. But for some reason, slow plotter trotter Rodney Stevenson still just getting the bulk of the carries. Despite, I mean, he's not doing poorly with them, but you're not going to get anything exciting. And I think we're just going to keep having to wait on Travion Henderson. And I'm done picking them, especially against the 4-0 team. While I would love to see them knock off the Bills, I don't see the Bills getting their first loss this week. Give me Buffalo in a bit of a rout. I don't think the scoring can keep. I don't think Drake May can keep up. So at 8.5, yeah, you know what? I don't usually touch spreads that large, but give me the Bills over 8.5. Let's push that out. And of course, that means that the Patriots are going to score a little bit. So that should push us to the over. So give me the Bills and the over. And I mean, I'm almost ready to lock that up. I'm not going to do it, but I feel like that's, for a spread that large, that's as good of a feeling I've ever had with an 8.5 spread.
All righty. All right, EJ, same thing. Patriots at Bills. Bills, a 8.5 point home favorite. Over under is 49.5.
So unlike Sean, I didn't come to the year high on the Patriots. I was very, very befuddled as to why Vegas had 8.5 wins. Like what happened here? I know Mike Vrabel's a great coach, but why 8.5 wins? And I haven't really been impressed most of the year. And then, they dominate Carolina this past Sunday. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing some things there, but are they still a good team? I'm still waiting to see that. Divisional game here, of course. There's the concern I have with Buffalo going forward, though, is that they're a really good team. They are a Super Bowl contender, no doubt about that. Josh Allen, best quarterback in football right now, no doubt about that. They just don't know how to put teams away.
It's because they don't have a defense, EJ.
Right. And so
they need Josh Allen to score 40 points because they can't stop anything.
And this is why I have a hard time buying the Bills to being overall, like, picking them to go to the Super Bowl. Like, they're a really good team, and they're capable of doing it, and they have the quarterback to do it. But they are still, to this day, way too Josh out reliant. Again, look, they win this game without a question. I'm not worried about that part. But divisional optics, I'll take the pass and the points here, and I'll take the under. But bigger picture with Buffalo, I'm still concerned about, can they put teams away? Because that Saints game on Sunday, that was a close game until the middle of the fourth quarter. You know, that score was not indicative of how
You mean
close
when
that
they
game
put
was.
it away?
Well, they put it. It's the Saints. Yeah, true. Good point. But it's the Saints. That game shouldn't have been close in
Yeah,
the first
the
place.
worst team in football.
You know what I mean? Well, not anymore. I think the Titans have that one locked up now after this week, honestly. But yeah, I want to see Buffalo play a full 4-quarter game this week. That's what I want to see. Can they put it all together? So, but give me for now. Give me the pass on the points, but give me the what did I say? The under.
Said the under. All right. New England has scored. They've scored under 20 twice, and they've scored over 30 twice. So like
weird, right?
It's weird. I guess I should put the clock up for myself. But Buffalo, they're putting up 30 plus points a game every week. So that 49.5 is a really solid number. But because, like Sean said, Buffalo doesn't have a defense. The Patriots are still going to score points. If you touch this game, take the over. That's the play in this game.
And you have Stephon Diggs in a semi-revenge game, so they're going to try to heave the ball.
This one feels like a pretty easy over, and it feels dirty saying it. I'm kind of with EJ here on the 8.5. Like that is a gigantic number for a team that does. And I've said it for at least the last 3 seasons that the Bills are a team who will look really great for like 3 quarters. And there's one quarter where they can't put it away. And I think it's part of the reason against the best teams in football, they don't get the job done when it really matters. But against teams that are lesser than, they will also stay closer to them. Like that 41-40 game against the Ravens was flashy and fun. All of a sudden that looks a little shaky when the Ravens are 1-3 as well. So Bills, really good team, but I think the Patriots with Mike Vrabel, all of that, I think, I like them to cover the 8.5. Now, if that number tightens up towards the end of the week, I'd feel a little more confident going towards Buffalo.
In fact, it already has, because as of like an hour ago, it moved to 7 points. So there's a lot of pass coming in.
It'll move. If you can still find it somewhere at 8.5, take it and run with it, because that will tighten up as well. So that is where we leave the predictions.
They need to get that Pats money now so that they can bring the number down and get all the Bills money.
There you go.
Yep.
Exactly. It's literally a money game.